Hello, my friend, and welcome to Wisdom Trek. This is Guthrie Chamberlain, and I'm your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 7-day-a-week, 7 Minutes of Wisdom podcast. This is day 327 of our trek. Yesterday, on our trek, we covered the 10 laws of a living legacy. Today and tomorrow, we will hike a difficult trail that is precarious as we learn how to be comfortable with discomfort. Thank you so much for coming along with me daily as we add to our wisdom. All of us experience times of discomfort in our lives, which actually will help us to gain wisdom, insight, and understanding in our lives. Every day presents a new opportunity to learn, to laugh, to love, to make an impact on others that will last for eternity. While some of our daily treks are multi-part series like today and tomorrow, you can join us at any time and start along with us from that point on. If you would like to listen to any of the past episodes, please go to wisdom-trek.com to listen to them and to read the daily journal, which also includes pictures. You can also subscribe to Wisdom Trek at iTunes, Spreaker, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Google Play so that each day's episodes are downloaded to you automatically. We are broadcasting from our studios at the Big House in Marietta, Ohio. Paula was able to get outside today and thin out some of the daffodil bulbs that have really multiplied over the past few years. There is still a lot more to thin, so she'll probably invest several days on this project. We plan on spreading the bulbs to new areas and also passing them out at the Chamberlain reunion in July. Many of the daffodils were originally planted by my granny and possibly extend back as far as my great-grandmother, who we called Gigi. Thinking about being outside, we should get focused on our trek for today as we explore learning to be comfortable with discomfort. Now, if you learn this skill, you can master pretty much anything. You can beat procrastination, start exercising, make your diet healthier, learn a new language, make it through challenges and physically grueling events, explore new things, speak on stage, and let go of all that holds you back. Unfortunately, most people avoid discomfort. I mean, they really avoid it. At the first sign of discomfort, they run as fast as possible in the other direction. This is perhaps the biggest limiting factor for most people, and it's why you can't change your habits. Think about this example. Many people don't eat vegetables or wholesome foods because they are convinced themselves that they don't like the taste. We're not talking about soul-wrenching pain here. No one's torturing you, but a taste that's just not something that you're used to. So instead, you eat what you already like, which is sweet and fried stuff, and processed meat, cheeses, salty things, and a lot of boxed foods that are highly processed with little or no nutritional content. The simple act of learning to get used to something that tastes different is not really that hard in the grand scheme of life, yet by not taking that step to be a bit uncomfortable, it makes people unhealthy and usually overweight. Somehow in our minds, we convince ourselves that we are avoiding discomfort, when all the while we are creating a lifestyle of long-term discomfort, which can have a major impact on the quality of our life and the ability to live a vibrant legacy each day. The beautiful thing is that I've learned over the years that a little discomfort isn't a bad thing. In fact, it is something that you can learn to enjoy, with a little training and consistent persistence. When you learn this, you can gain skills needed to change any area of your life that needs to be changed. Master your fear of discomfort, and you can master your world to live a legacy life that you desire. The area that we want to look at for today is the avoidance of discomfort. When people are stressed, they often turn to habits that are detrimental to them, such as cigarettes, food, shopping, alcohol, and even drugs. Anything to get rid of the discomfort and the thing that's stressing them out. If you take a deeper look at this stress, it is usually an unfounded fear that is causing it. Many times we worry about things that we have no real control over. It may boil down to the fact that you have a fear of not being good enough in some facet of your life. If you examine the root cause, then you can choose to be comfortable with going through a beneficial discomfort. As another example, let's say you start exercising after being sedentary for a lengthy period of time. At first, you will be very discomfortable. You'll never feel like starting. It is hard, and it can make you sore. It's not as easy as not exercising. It's not something that you're used to doing, and you fear of doing it wrong or just looking stupid. If you are not convinced in your mind the value of being uncomfortable, then after a while, you will quit. It's really not horrible being uncomfortable. It is a mindset shift that must be made. We're not talking about incredible pain here, or losing life or limb, just a bit of discomfort. Even though I have been exercising every day for years, there are many mornings I really do not want to. I have to remind myself that the temporary discomfort of that day is worth a healthy body, mind, and soul that is achieved, which in turn then brings me some comfort. Let's look at another area of life, and that is comfort foods. And by its very name, we are deceived into thinking that it will bring us some comfort. When you first try to stay on a healthier regimen of eating, you may not like it. Eating green veggies or drinking green smoothies, eating nuts, flax seeds, fruits, and black beans isn't initially as thrilling as eating that fried, fatty, salty, or sweet foods. It is a form of discomfort to change your taste bud, but the truth is, it can easily happen if you're convinced yourself that you are willing to become comfortable with a little discomfort. Discomfort isn't bad, it's just not what we're used to, so we avoid it. Avoidance comes at a real cost though. The cost of not being able to change things, not being healthy, not being open to new adventures, and the chaos of real life. In both diet and exercise, you need to ask yourself at the beginning of each new day, how do I want to feel today? This will put you on the right trail to make the wise and prudent choices that are necessary. We just got started on our trail of discomfort today, and we will cover much more tomorrow. As we do set up camp for today, let's look to Moses as an example of somebody who chose to be comfortable with discomfort, which we read about in Hebrews chapter 11, verses 24 through 26. It was by faith that Moses, when he grew up, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter. He chose to share the oppression of God's people instead of enjoying the fleeting pleasures of sin. He thought it was better to suffer for the sake of Christ than to own the treasures of Egypt, for he was looking ahead to his great reward. Today we looked at some of the common ways to avoid discomfort. Tomorrow we will move on up the trail and learn to master discomfort with some practical steps to help us along the way. So encourage your family and friends to join us, and then come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, Creating a Legacy. That will finish our trek for today. Just as you enjoy these daily doses of wisdom, we ask you to help us to grow Wisdom Trek by sharing it with your family and friends through email, Facebook, Twitter, or in person when you meet with them, and invite them to come along with us each day. The journal for today's trek is available at wisdom-trek.com. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I do consider you my friend as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal each day. As we take this trek together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. This is Guthrie Chamberlain reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you tomorrow.